Hi, my name is Hannah, and today I will be going over a few different ways that I plan to run and organize my future classroom when it comes to things like grading process, how I will tell a child their progression in a subject, the monitoring and tracking of subject achievement, and how effort and knowledge is compensated for. Starting off with how I plan to assign and apply grading in my classroom, I think that grading is a very important tool for teachers to use because it tells you where your students are at and what needs to be re-looked at and revisited. I plan to make my lessons off of the standards and learning objectives required by the school and the state. Students have strengths and weaknesses in different areas, so I plan to grade the students on a variety of things like tests, quizzes, group activities, participation, and more. A child may not be the best test taker and may do better on something like a week-long book project. I believe that comprehending and grasping the content is the most important part, as that's what will be on standardized tests and needed for future courses. But also things like effort and participation play a role. If I see a student showing a lot of work and just short of the answer, they will get more credit than a student that just randomly circles B and shows no work for it on their test. In Chapter 4 of Teaching Strategies, A Guide to Effective Instruction, it highlights knowledge, comprehension, and application. When a student hands in work, I want to see that they know the material, understand it, and can apply it to their learning. Each student in my class will have an assigned folder for where they can reference all past graded work. Here, they will be able to see where they went wrong and why they received the grade that they did. This folder will also have a sheet listing all the assignments with the grade received to see everything all at once. A copy of this will also be placed in the child's take-home folder to be signed by a parent. When it comes to subject achievement, students will be in different spots depending on their strengths in the subject. After analyzing their results on things like classwork, games, projects, and tests, I will see how well a child knows the subject. In Chapter 4 of the reading, it talks about curriculum alignment. If my students do not meet the learning goals and expectations for a subject, I will work with them where they are struggling during small group time and provide extra help until I see that they've mastered the topic. Again, I think that effort can show knowledge and get at least partial credit because of this. Effort and knowledge play a role with one another, but in the end, students need to understand and know the material. Lastly is behavior. I do not think that grading should be affected off of the behavior of a child. Many children that tend to act out usually are very intelligent and just bored, while the shy kids tend to not speak up and struggle in silence. I don't think it's fair to draw in behavior factors when grading. Lastly is the choice question asking if I would take action if I observe bullying and strategies for overcoming bullying. For me, I would take action if bullying happened in my classroom. As a teacher, it's my responsibility to make sure everyone feels like they're in a safe environment, and bullying is something that can make a child feel unsafe. Classroom and school rules should help with this and clearly state how bullying is unacceptable and that consequences will come if it happens. Creating a positive environment as a teacher will help support and welcome each child and prevent bullying. Overall, grading is an important tool that teachers use to track children's progression. We need to make sure that they have the foundational skills needed to continue to be successful.